It's Saturday, October 14th, 2023. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report.
TC Kirkham. Report.
Hello, VC, and all you loonies out on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'm TC Kirkham. This is the Kirkham Report right here on TKOR Video Central. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to be going over this week, and I'm not going to waste any time with anything else. Let's get started and roll right into this week's cover story. The phrase "jump the shark" is used quite often to describe things that have come and gone and continue to hang on even though they probably shouldn't have. It was first coined after Fonzie jumped a shark on a 5th or 6th season episode of Happy Days. Now there's actually a website set up for TV shows and other things that's called jumptheshark.com. At least it was out there the last time I looked around. It's been a while since I've been over there. But that phrase has been popping up a lot in the VC over the last 2 weeks over something near and dear to our hearts normally, Record Store Day. The release of the list for Black Friday Record Store Day was met with a collective meh by most of the vinyl community. Everybody I've seen, there's been a few people that have been excited and a couple of people that have been talking about 1 or 2 titles. But for the most part, the Record Store Day Black Friday list left everyone with a collective yawn. There's not a lot going on, and I'll be the first to admit I couldn't find much of anything. I was interested in a couple of titles, one of which I already have on CD, The Punk Goes Pop Christmas. I have that on CD already. The other one, which was intriguing, was the Joni Mitchell Court and Spark demos, but it doesn't include Free Man in Paris, which doesn't make any sense to me, since that was an integral part of that album. So yeah, that got struck off my list. There's nothing else out there that I'm really all that enthused about, and from the vinyl community's reaction, there's not a lot on the list that most of the people in the vinyl community are that enthusiastic about. So what happened? Why has Record Store Day suddenly become blasé? Well, it could be from the titles being offered. It could be from the high prices. It could be from a combination of factors. But most of all, at least in my case, I haven't found a lot of titles or artists that I've really wanted in the last 2 or 3 Record Store Day releases, including both regular and Black Friday. I picked up a couple here and there, but the last time I made a major purchase was 2022's Record Store Days. In 2023, I only picked up 1 or 2 titles, although I just ordered 1 title in an online sale for half the price it was offered for that day. And I don't really see myself purchasing anything from Record Store Day Black Friday this year either. There's just nothing there I'm interested in. And everybody I talk to that connects with me, that connects with Record Store Day, also couldn't find anything they were interested in. I think it's time that the record labels and the record companies start thinking about how they want to approach this if they want to continue to make Record Store Day the big holiday it is within the vinyl community and the music community. Quite honestly, I've been looking for certain titles. I'd hoped that somebody would think of doing a vinyl version of Bad for Good's Refugee this year because it was the 30th anniversary. No such luck. I'd also like to see Karen Carpenter's solo album released on vinyl. No such luck there either. I would love to see all of my favorite artists from the 70s come out in like a deluxe box set. I'd love to have a Miko box set. That would be fanatically good. That's not going to happen because I'd probably be the only person that was going to buy it. But let's be honest here. A lot of the stuff that's coming out on Record Store Day isn't appealing to a mass market, and that needs to be fixed. Before we get to the list released, which will be released probably in early March for April Record Store Day, they better get their act together and make sure they have titles that people are actually interested in. If they don't, Record Store Day may not be around all that much longer, and at this point, I wouldn't be all that sad about it. And that's this week's cover story. Out of the box this week, I have a shipment I'd ordered a couple weeks ago from iMusic. Now, if you guys don't know what iMusic is, you should check them out. They're based in Copenhagen, Denmark. They sell U.S. prices, U.S. funds. Postage is not terrible. They're the one European outlet I found where postage is actually reasonable for what you buy. And their quality service is top notch. Everything I've ordered has come within a week to 10 days. It showed up, except for the back-ordered Eurovision stuff. And eventually, the minute we decided this isn't coming out, let's take it off the order, boom, I had the order 4 days later. 4 days later. These guys are phenomenally good. And they've been holding a sale of some older titles, and I picked up a couple that one of which I've never had, the other which I only have on CD, that I have wanted for quite some time. And both of them were under 15 bucks. And you can't beat that. The first one is the limited edition 1,500 numbered copies on translucent pink. We'll pull it out in a minute. Of this album, which got a very limited release in the early 2000s anyway, and I never had it. It was one of the few albums I don't have by her. And of course, you know, the sound is going to be great. It's 180 gram vinyl, and it's from Music on Vinyl. This is Donna Summer, Crayons, originally released in 2001. I don't know any of the songs off this that I can think of. I looked at it. Here's the list of them, and the number there is number 1956 out of 3,000, I think it is. No, wait a minute. 1956 out of 1,500. That's not working right. Somebody numbered these wrong, or they actually went over the 1,500. In any case, it's Music on Vinyl, so I don't really mind that it's numbered as often. I'm not going to be selling these anyway, so let's be honest. I love the fact that Music on Vinyl usually puts them in these wonderful envelopes. I wish it wasn't with the sticky stuff on the outside, but I'd rather have it on the outside than on the flat. This is, it comes with a booklet, 4-page booklet, at least that's what it says. Yeah, there it is. Now this was I believe this was originally released in 2000, well this says 2008, so this might not be the one I'm thinking of. There's 2 or 3 of them from that era that I don't have. I love this contoured, textured inner sleeve, and yeah, that's translucent pink, all right. Wow. Donna Summer, one of my all-time favorite artists, as you guys well know. I did her on Influencers last year, and just a phenomenal performer, and she is sorely missed in the music community. I know that, and missed in my household, but I am happy to have this album I did not have prior to this, and it was $14.99. Donna Summer, Crayons. Can't wait. The other one, this really put a smile on my face, because it's kind of been a grail, although I have the CD, but it was only out on CD until I don't know, maybe 5 years ago when it was released on vinyl, limited edition vinyl, from whatever handles their polygram stuff now. But every time I've tried to order it from iMusic or Sound of Vinyl or whichever one has it, they're always out of it. It's out of print. Oh, we'll be getting it back in one day. Excuse me, the iMusic had it, and I'm like, I have to get this because it is the only studio album I do not have on vinyl, and by them, and we're going to talk a little bit more about them a little bit later on in the show, but um, it is the only studio album I did not have by them on vinyl. It was only available on CD when it was released. As far as I know, I never saw the vinyl, although '89 it was iffy. Um, but I am happy to add this to my collection. Immensely happy. From 1989 and originally released on vinyl, I think in 2006, this is Love Lines from Carpenters. This was the final studio album released. There was a couple of filler albums as time goes by and interpretations released on CD that were half and halves, catalog stuff, redos, remixes, but they weren't all studio material, and this is. This includes the only single when it was released that was billed to strictly Karen Carpenter, If I Have You. It also includes their exquisite version of Christy and Jimmy McNichol's Slow Dance, which hit #1 on the Kirkham Report in 1990. Um, it has some great stuff. Most of it comes from the Made in America sessions from 1980, but some of it is from Karen's solo album, which Richard has remixed, and some of it, this of course was well before the solo album was finally released as intended in 1996. But I am so happy to have this on vinyl, finally, after years of wanting it. Carpenters, Love Lines, thank you, iMusic. If you, I'll put a link to their site in the show notes. iMusic is just terrific. Their prices are good. They're reasonable. You can order in U.S. money. You don't have to convert to euros. And the like I said, the postage is reasonable for an overseas company. They're phenomenally good. I've been using them since I discovered them just about a little bit less than a year ago, back in January or December, when I ordered Lucas Graham's fourth album. That's when I discovered them, and I'm like, I have used them so much since. It's scary, and the speed of the deliveries is mind-blowing considering it's coming from Denmark. iMusic, thank you very much for the Donna Summer and the Carpenters. As people who watch the Kirkham Report and my various shows know, I am frequently purchasing stuff from my pals Don and Mary at Two Hip Chicks. They do weekly sales on Whatnots Tuesdays at 7. You see the promo on the show. They also do auctions throughout the week. They are on Johnny's Cajun Roots Resellers auction on Wednesday. The Hump Day auction Wednesdays at 1 at change times. Don also does Deal of the Dons every other week on Friday with Don's Southern Finds. So I got some stuff I picked up from them, almost all 45s. These two came from Whatnot a couple weeks ago. I had them last week and totally forgot to show them because I had them out of the way for the redo. There are a couple of singles. I just thought, what the hell, I want to get them. One of them I got strictly for the humor aspect, and the other one I got because I didn't have a 45 of this man. And it's one of those for jukeboxes only, promos. and it's one of his best songs. This is Garth Brooks and Papa Loves Mama. Now, of course, I have the CDs. And New Way to Fly is the flip side, which I don't believe that's on an album, but I'll have to check it, make sure. The other one I picked up strictly because I enjoy, you guys know I'm into the beautiful music stuff. Number one, I couldn't believe this was on a single. Number two, I'd heard it before years ago. Our station, one of our beautiful music station, used to play it, and I loved it. And it was deliciously cheesy to watch Mary sit there and squirm as they played the whole 45 after I bid on it. That's always a plus. This is the Soulful Strings promo copy of On the Dock of the Bay, which, yes, it's that Dock of the Bay, and The Stepper. And yeah, it's a cheesy instrumental 101 strings type version of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Watching Mary squirm was hilarious. Thank you for so much entertainment, my friend. Now, those, I did that with Jungle Fever too a few weeks ago. Those out of the way, I have another shipment I bought of the, they were doing 15, now I bought this up with Dawn. They were doing 20 for 15, and they dropped it so they could save a little bit on their supplies, and dropped it to 15 for 10. Now they're doing 10 for 8. Honestly. But, you know, I'll always be there. And I love to get those sets because they always come with some weird stuff or some really awesome stuff I haven't seen before. And all this older stuff that I have in my collection because of them that I would have never thought to buy. This is a stack of 15 or 20 or whatever's here. I don't think this was a... No, I know this wasn't a mystery box because these were brought up on Johnny's Wednesday auction. Starting off with I Am Woman, not that one, the one from Funny Girl by Barbra Streisand. I have never seen a Columbia label that was yellow. It features People on the other side, which was already a hit for her. That was the B-side. Barbara is always great. Also on Columbia, really old Columbia, Everybody Loves a Lover and Instant Love from the great Doris Day. On Blue Note, I didn't even know they did singles, which is really something. Midnight Special, Parts 1 and 2 from Jimmy Smith. Go Where You Want to Go, and Too Poor to Die by The Fifth Dimension. I don't remember them doing that song. I might be wrong, but that's not the version I remember. I love The Fifth Dimension, though. I've got tons of their singles. This may or may not be a promo. It's white label. I'm not familiar with the label. Bamboo Records. Backfield in Motion and Do Right Baby from Mel and Tim. We got the always awesome Dave Baby Cortez and his organ. Happy Feet and Getting to the Point. Classic Lori sleeve. I have never owned a Lori sleeve before. Never. I get jazzed by sleeves and labels and stuff I've never had before. This is all very cool stuff. Old style Lori sleeve, original Lori hit, The Wanderer and The Majestic from Dion. Look at that sleeve. I love that stuff. Then I got into stuff I've already purchased. Please Don't Go. And I bet you didn't know that, KC and the Sunshine Band. I just picked up a copy in better condition, slightly better condition than this through Whatnot. Dawn and Mary. This is in good shape too. Whispers from Jackie Wilson on that awesome Brunswick label. I did not know this one. I still don't know this one. And I'm wondering if that's the B-side. I got to be honest. But Dawn checks these in Discogs. And again, all of these are in really good shape for their age. Popeye the Hitchhiker and Limbo Rock from the great Chubby Checker. Always a top-notch performer. This one is in really good shape. There's a couple of scuffs on it, but this sucker came out in 62, I think. Yeah, 62. And I remember hearing this on oldies radio when I was a little tiny kid. Walk Right In and Cool Water by the Rooftop Singers. Obviously owned by Fred Davis. That looks like adhesive tape, like from a hospital. Naughty, Mr. Davis. Don't put tape on your records. Classic Bang label, Solitary Man and Do It from Neil Diamond. Another Fifth Dimension. This is, see, I did not know this originally came out on Soul City. I have a Bell Gold from after they moved to Bell, but this is in excellent shape too. This is Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In, and Silver on Black, Don't You Hear Me Calling to You. Oh, that's good. I turned it upside down. There we go. Let's look at it that way. Another Bang original, Kentucky Woman and The Time Is Now from Neil Diamond. I never liked that label. I liked the blue and white Clouds label from the mid-70s. The later tan label's okay, but I never cared for this one. And the bonus picture sleeve for this set was this actual EP. And I don't remember her ever singing. So this is an interesting one. It comes on a high stock cardboard sleeve. Pat and Shirley Boone, Side by Side. Titles there. Now You Can't Be True, Dear, My Happiness Now Is the Hour, and Side by Side. And the one I kept aside, the one I bought this for, I don't remember this. I don't remember the label. I know that they were the company that put the movie out. But I don't remember this ever being out in a single, and I don't know who this artist is because I know it by Charlie Rich, which is the version from the movie. But this is on Mulberry Square Records, Jesse Davis and Benji's theme, I Feel Love. And Benji's theme part 2 on the back. I'm thinking this is probably an instrumental version. Charlie Rich did the vocal version in 1975. Also, on that auction, I picked up something else. Now, I knew going in that the one song I wanted wasn't on this collection. I had done research on it before. But I figured for $8, this box set of 4 CDs, which I think when we carried it at Transworld, retailed at $60, if I'm not mistaken, is a really good deal. And it has every big hit the man had from 1962 on, except the one I want. I don't know what it was about that song that Frank didn't like. This is the Reprise collection from Frank Sinatra. It has 4 CDs and an incredibly large booklet with all of the stuff in it. My favorite song from Frank during that period is Anytime I'll Be There, which was out in 1975. That is a bitch to find. It was never released on an album. He didn't do an album when that came out. It was a single only. It was finally, I believe it was on Trilogy, but it's not on any of these collections. I have an MP3 of it, obviously. I played it on Obscuria a couple of years ago. But it's my favorite Frank Sinatra song of the modern era, and this one has all of his other stuff on it, including, Strangers in the Night. It was a very good year. New York, New York is on here. I do not see, thank God, his god-awful version of Night and Day, which he recorded in 1978, which is a disco remake. That is awful. Anytime had a slight disco beat. I think that's why Frank didn't like it, and I think that's why Night and Day is not on here either. In any case, great price, $8. Thank you for this wonderful CD set and all these 45s. And for Whatnot, you can check out Don and Mary every Tuesday night at 7, on Whatnot every Wednesday on Cajun Roots Resellers channel, on the Hump Day Auction, and every other Friday on Deals at the Dons, which is a Don's Southern Finds channel. And you can also see Dawn and I together every other Monday at 7 p.m. on Finding Your Music Mojo, which airs on both this channel and hers. So we're midway through October, and that means we're about 15 days away from ramping up big coverage of the 2023 Junior Eurovision contest. Junior Eurovision Song Contest will be coming from Nice, France this year on November 27th, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. A little earlier. That's usually in early December. 14 countries, I believe, are participating. I'll have to double check the list. 7 of the songs are out already. I've only heard 2 of them. And I will be covering them, giving you my overview of each song and such. I'll do a special here on the channel. I'll also do it on my website, thekirkhamreport.com. And then, of course, as soon as Junior's over, that means it's Eurovision season. Eurovision songs can be released anytime after September 30th of the previous year, so we're technically already there. National finals will start happening in January, and we're off and running to Eurovision again. Junior Eurovision coverage starts in depth on November 1st, right here on TKR Video Central and on thekirkhamreport.com. If you want to get involved, want to have fun with the kids, want to have fun with everyone else, join in, won't you?
It's too late to change what's true, but someday always comes too soon.
I want to talk to you about something near and dear to my heart. I noticed a few weeks ago, I didn't really bring it up on the show, I probably should have, but Jan Winter, the former owner of Rolling Stone, got booted from the board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is the best thing that ever happened to it, if you ask me. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a colossal joke to me. There's so many artists that should have been in there years ago that are not in there yet. And in fact, most of them have never been nominated. And I am running a petition right now. There'll be a link in the show notes, and you'll be seeing stuff pop up on social media and everything constantly for the next month or so, because I am determined to make it happen. And I misplaced the album. But let's be honest. Is there anybody of the modern age that hasn't been influenced by Carpenters? Karen's silky voice has been called the voice of her generation. She has been called one of the best female vocalists of all time. Richard's advanced knowledge of songwriting, production, arranging. He arranged damn near everything they ever did. And they've never been nominated, let alone inducted into the Hall of Fame. Despite the fact that there are acts from Jan Arden to Sonic Youth and everybody in between that have cited them as major influences in their musical careers. So there is a petition going on. I launched it on Wednesday. I would like to get that petition to 100,000 signatures, and over the course of the next couple of months, as I get word out there and we start passing it around, I'm hoping it will get there. But I'm asking you, my viewers, to go sign the petition at the link in the show notes and to pass it on to everyone on social media, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. Get the word out that it's out there, because the more signatures we get, we can at least land Karen and Richard a nomination. Richard is very much still active in the biz. He still records and tours. And does charity work and such. He was deeply involved with the Carpenters Musical Legacy book that came out a year ago. I want to see this happen. There's too much crap in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already. We need to get somebody who really deserves it in there, and these two people deserve it. So please sign the petition and help me get Carpenters a nomination for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In the bad pages this week, I want to talk about an issue I'm having with Facebook. I don't know what's going on over there or why this has happened, but in the last 2 weeks, I've received 2 strikes from Facebook for saying I have violated their cybersecurity practices. Now, I don't know what the hell these idiots are thinking over there, but they don't give you any way to talk to a human. They only give you these ridiculous forms which don't even come close to describing what you're actually doing. All I did was post links to my shows. Last week's was a link to flashback tracks. This week's was a link to yesterday's Label Nova. And they hit me again, these bastards. Now, what I can't figure out is why they're considering them cybersecurity threats. Now, this is an automated progress. I use IFTTT to put these up, so I've gone over and I've shut that off, so you may not be seeing my stuff on Facebook all that much anymore. In all honesty, I have been contemplating leaving Facebook. The only reason why I haven't is because it's the only way I can keep in touch and keep abreast of all my friends back in Washington from my high school days. But I am royally pissed off because neither one of these did anything different than the other 100 shows I posted on Facebook. They have not given me a goddamn reason why they're doing it other than it's cybersecurity. All you get is this form letter mumbo jumbo bullshit, and they don't give you any way to talk to a person. What the hell kind of operation is this? You know, it's high time Mark Zuckerberg pulled his head out of his ass and started getting things done where people can actually talk to people at Facebook, because I know I'm not the only one that has this problem. I know I'm not the only one that has had it in the past. I've seen a lot of complaints online, not just here in the vinyl community, but throughout all the different stuff I do, about how badly Facebook is screwing them over. And it doesn't surprise me one bit. This is a bot doing the decision. They said, oh, it can take it takes up to 4 days. Well, it's been 10 days since the first one. I still haven't heard on the appeal, and I am major league pissed off, Facebook. Do something about it. And that's this week's back pages. I know, you see, they got my dander up. That's not a good idea, Facebook, honestly. Time to mosey on out of here. I got all this other stuff out of the way. I wanted to get out of the way. Please, if you don't, please go over and sign the Carpenters petition. The more people we can get on it, the better. Like I said, over the course of the next couple of months, as it spreads around the net, and I hope more and more people will be spreading it, once I get a video or two up about it, I'd like to get 100,000 signatures, but I'll settle for 50 if we have to. But 21 isn't going to do much, but we're already up to 21 in just 2 days. So thank you for those who've signed, and please spread the word. Doesn't commit you to anything other than saying you want to see Carpenters on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations list. Don't forget that I have a brand new swag shop. I have a bunch of new shirts in there. I've got a Kirkham Report t-shirt like the logo from the show. We've got shirts for Obscuria. Vinyl is Groovy, and couple of other ones. Dawn has been wearing a couple of them, Mary over on Two Hip Chicks. They're relatively inexpensive compared to the old vendor, and I'm going to be having more new stuff up there all the time, so please check out the new TKR swag shop. The link is in the show notes. I have some new stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. I've talked a little bit about it last week. Going to be doing some more talking and some special videos for each one as we go through this room when it gets done. It's either going to be done this weekend or next weekend. Then I'll have everything to go, and all of that stuff will start rolling out slowly. So I hope you will check it. I'm also going to be doing some giveaways in the near future. Not contests. These are just going to be simple giveaways. I picked up a few things here and there that I thought would be cool to offer my watchers, my viewers. It won't be very hard. You'll just have to leave a comment with some phrase or something in it in the comment section, and then we'll draw from there. I have an album, a fairly nice, like, music on vinyl album I'll be giving away shortly, which I picked up from iMusic because I already got it. And a couple of hats and a few other things, and those will be coming up in the days and weeks ahead. Also, all the stuff that I do every day is geared toward making the site better, and I hope you will have the time and a little extra funds to contribute on Patreon. I have a Patreon up there. If you don't, that's cool, but if you do, I'd really appreciate it. I have things going on trying to do things to maneuver out of work eventually, but we'll see how it goes, and I hope you'll support me in that way, but you don't have to. It's a big thing, but I would appreciate it. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll have a couple of new shows, as I said, and this week schedules should be back to normal. I'm not going to guarantee influencers yet, or Vinyl Recall yet. I'm going to try and have them up this week, but you will definitely see flashback tracks on Thursday at 4, Kim Takes On Friday at 4, the Kirkham Report next Saturday at 4, as always tomorrow at 4, the Radio Retro Countdown, and of course we do have a 7 p.m. show on Saturday. That is the TKR Power Tracks Countdown, my countdown of the top 50 songs I'm listening to, songs you should be listening to as well, songs that you should be checking out and wondering and finding out about the artist, because they're just that damn good. They wouldn't be on my top 50 if they weren't. So please take a listen to that every Saturday at 7. When they're normally on, Influencers is on Tuesdays and Vinyl Recall on Wednesdays at 4. All my shows are at 4 except the 7 p.m. We will be introducing a 7 p.m. tier of shows eventually. And one of those is Finding Your Music Mojo. Our next show is a week from Monday, which is, I believe that's October 30th, if I'm not mistaken. No, October 23rd at 7 p.m. And this time it will be primarily on Two Hip Chicks, but we'll have a simulcast here on TKR Video Central. And I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, but we'll be doing something fun. I did have a couple of ideas I want to run by Dom. We'll see what happens. In any case, I'm very happy that you have checked out this show. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Your subscription means a lot to me, and so do your views. Please don't forget to share what you've seen here. I have a lot of other shows you can share as well, because it's all various music-oriented programming, although there will be some wrestling stuff coming up eventually, and a few rants from Kim on Kim Takes On. And also, don't forget to leave a comment. Your comments are how I know how I'm doing, and I love hearing from you about the various topics on each show. Don't forget to check out Daily Obscuria Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. I play a different song from the 70s to the 2010s every day with little tidbits and facts about it, and everybody seems to enjoy that. So we're coming up on our 2nd anniversary with that show, and it's a lot of fun, so please check it out. And I think that's it for this week. Until next time, I'm TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report, and TKR Video Central. Until then, ciao, baby.